so you just, before we started rolling, you said you've been canceled.
Yep. I mean, if you haven't been canceled, it's like you're lame, right? So
Hot take. What have you been canceled for?
I've been canceled for being a man, for being white, for, I don't know, being heterosexual. What else? Like, what can you not get canceled for? You can be canceled for just saying the wrong thing, being in the wrong group, being like, having your own opinion. I don't know.
Okay. So I saw you making YouTube videos. What type of YouTube videos do you make?
So we make self-development content for men to help men, improve themselves and get better dating results with women. So I have a very structured system, taking guys from desensitization phase, where you're like kind of nervous, you don't know what to say to girls, to all the way to naturalization, where game becomes a part of who you are. And it's just kind of like your personality, and you're able to turn it on, turn it off when you want to, meet girls, have an abundant dating life. So there's 5 phases of game: desensitization, vibe, sexualization, strategy, and naturalization. So we lead people through the 5 phases, and yeah, that's basically what I do. So,
okay.
Course, mentorship, and also in-person training. Got all the bases covered.
Okay.
So then what is the go-to sentence, or if you do have a go-to sentence to say to a woman?
Yeah, so I don't think lines are the best thing, but I think format, like a nice, good format in case something doesn't come to your mind, is ACII, and it's basically based on like the psychology of what people perceive when you come up. First, they're like, you need to get their attention. That's A. And you need to give them context. So what's going on? Where?
The reason you're approaching them.
Yeah. So context is like, hey, I was just walking by, just going to get lunch with my friend. And then intent, I saw you. You looked absolutely adorable, and I wanted to come meet you. What's your name? And then last I is introduction. Shake her hand, know that she's meeting someone, and then from there, I transition into just kind of vibing with her. So a lot of that stuff is just making assumptions, making observations, like, hey, I noticed you got the New York Yankees on, you got the little necklace, you probably play baseball. It's a very common thing with that. Maybe you're pretty tan, your vitamin D levels are off the charts. So just being present, saying what you see, that's what I'd say.
What is the biggest mistake you see men make in dating?
The biggest mistake is guys don't talk to girls at all. They just they let fear overcome them, and they just go their whole lives and they settle for women that they're truly not compatible with, and they ultimately are in relationships that they don't enjoy. So that's the biggest mistake, is just fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's a thing that I think a lot of men struggle with.
Yep.
How do you get over that? What would be a tip you would have for maybe one of our viewers who might struggle with that?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, the first phase of the game is desensitization. That's the hardest step for people to get over. And the thing is, it's a combination of exercises. So the main thing I would tell people is go start by getting outside, looking people in the eyes, smiling at strangers, then start saying, complimenting them. So saying, hey man, I like your shirt. Nice. New York Yankees. Make situational comments. Boom. Baseball, killing it, whatever. And just give value wherever you go. And then what you find is strangers are 98% of them are super nice. So, and they're receptive to meeting people, and most people are bored out of their fucking minds, so they want to meet people and talk to people. So that's the first step, is just make small talk with strangers, and then that elevates into medium talk, and then you start talking to girls, and find yourself having longer interactions as the anxiety comes down and your natural personality can come out. So,
okay. Are you in a relationship right now?
I am.
Yeah.
I may be in several, but I will leave that for the court of law to.
Okay, and they know that you're in several?
Yeah, I never say that. I never lie about monogamy. I always tell girls, that's just how it is. And women can tell from your vibe if you're a guy that has multiple options, like if it's monogamous or not. And they don't want to scare you away by trying to tie you down immediately. I don't want to advocate what Andrew Huberman did, which is he told 6 women he was monogamous with them, and then they all found out or something.
Oh really? I didn't even know about that.
Honestly, props to Huberman, because he is so autistic. The fact that he was able to get one girl is kind of mind-blowing, but it's fucking awesome. Props to him. And yeah, he kind of just goes to show that it doesn't matter who you are. You could not even be able to read social cues, but just taking action, you can meet girls. But yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you so much.
So then, I don't know if he asked, but what was the reason behind you wanting to start YouTube? Was it because you wanted to pick yourself up and it was kind of a challenge of yourself? Or was it the fact of you were just seeing a bunch of men kind of not in the element that they should be in, and you wanted to bring positivity and good energy towards the world?
Yeah, so I think there's 3 phases that this is what you should do for, at least if you want to be a coach. Number 1 is get really good at the skill set. So for me, I just focus on being really good at game, getting insane results. And part of that was actually taking video myself to like critique myself, because I was fucking a lot lamer than any guy on this campus, 10 years ago. So I got really good at the skill set. Then I focused on marketing, and marketing is basically YouTube. It's getting yourself out there. It's one to many, so a lot of people can see it, and the advice that you give helps a tremendous amount of people. And the last thing is, that was the third thing. First, get good at game. Second, get good at coaching, so being able to transmit that skill set to other people. And the third is marketing. Once you understand how to coach, you should transmit that message to as many people as possible. Yeah.
What would you say to the world? It doesn't even have to be like just anything that would come to mind. What would you want people to know you for after you're gone?
I would want people to know me for the fact that I helped a tremendous amount of positive relationships in the world form, and that ended up having society flourish. At the end of the day, as you get older, you realize that everything has a social function, and there's certain things that make societies thrive and societies get fucked. And I think having a great relationship is the bedrock of an awesome society. And also, even before that, making yourself awesome. So self-development, and then having a great relationship, and then eventually having a great family means that society is going to be kick-ass. So I think that's the one thing we want to be known for, is helping people have great relationships that make society better. So yeah.
I love that. And then the last question, because I know you may be busy. Do you believe that status, richness, or wealth, or whatever it's called, and looks are the only thing that are important?
For attractiveness, largely those are like the main 3 that covers like 90% of everything. Game is status. Status is the most important thing out of those 3, because when we were in hunter-gatherer tribes, you couldn't accumulate a shit ton of resources to bring with you because we were nomadic peoples. But what did matter is your social connections to other high-status men. And the reason why that's important is resources flow to the top of a status hierarchy. So the more high status you are, you're going to have more resources, which means that the women in your life are taken care of, your offspring are taken care of, and also you transmit that status onto your future children just by association. You can see that with LeBron James and his son, right? He's already known as that's LeBron James' son. So he already has some element of status there. So yeah, status is the most important, followed probably by looks, followed by wealth. You could see how all the billionaires in society, they just get one plain Jane looking wife and no one gives a fuck, right? It's not like women are waiting outside of Bitcoin conventions to find the most rich dude. They don't give a fuck. As long as you make about 120K a year, women don't really care that much. Women just want to know that they can be taken care of, that you have enough money to have children with them. And then beyond that, it's all diminishing returns. And if you look at the science of happy money, past about 120K a year, there are diminishing returns on income. So yeah.
Interesting. Well,
the other things that are important: intelligence, morality, creativity, being pro-social, being a good partner,
being funny.
But yeah, all that kind of, it's all kind of a mismatch, or a mixture of things. Women are not attracted to men who are good at one thing. They're attracted to men who are attractive in general, right? So if you're decently, well off, you're pretty decently looking, you take care of yourself, you hit the gym, you take care of your skin, you eat healthy, and you're pretty funny, you're pretty cool, you're pretty charismatic, you're pretty high status, women would prefer that than the billionaire or the model that's super insecure, or the social media celebrity that's broke or whatever, right? They want the whole package. Yeah.
I love that answer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good talking to you guys. I give consent.
Love that. All right. Well.
Wait. Oh, shout yourself out. Shout yourself out first.
Oh yeah, Austen Summers on YouTube, Instagram. got like about 40K YouTube. I actually don't. I don't advise OnlyFans. I
Do
think,
you do OnlyFans?
No, I think
Oh,
I think men should block porn and block OnlyFans on every device you have, because it's just setting yourself up for failure, making you more weird, and it doesn't allow you to connect with people.